All right, y'all. Monday morning update. Driving on the way to work. And, well, this is about as good a time as any other, I suppose. Sober as a bird. 6 a.m. I wouldn't even smoke or drink anything if I wasn't doing any of this. But, let's do a little quick recap. I'd say this morning was great, but essentially, I technically never really, slept. I counted at least a dozen or two times of just waking up. Whatever that means, I really didn't sleep. It wasn't a deep sleep. I'm not sure if I was anxious or nervous or, feels. Getting the pre-night, pre-month feels. Whatever it is. I slept downstairs, slept in a new environment, so I can get all that. I can understand all that. So we're going to have to see how things pan out over the next, let's say, week or so. I mean, the few times that I've done something like this, usually the first week takes some adjustment. Typically in the areas of sleep, diet, training. I mean, I speak about this stuff all the time. It's just we're gonna try and relate it to how else we're doing. So yeah. Sorry if this isn't straightforward. Nothing I do in life is straightforward, to be quite honest. I don't even know how to clean my windshield. New vehicle? Not that you can see. So, the future holds a few specific things. We've got the fasting begun next 3 days. That's it. So, yeah, here's what I wanted to go into this morning. I did Wim Hof, fellas. I did Wim Hof this morning for 5 rounds. 5 rounds, 30 breaths each, and upwards of 230-plus breath hold. Holy F. 1 minute for the very first. And I'm kind of trying to figure out where I lie, because, if I do 60 breaths, I don't hold it as long. It's really, I'm very much still in the gray of getting this breath work, Wim Hof method specifically style of breath work down to where I could utilize it, when I need to. And when I say utilize it, taking the breath and using it when I'm stressed, when I'm anxious, nervous, depressed, whatever. Utilizing that technique of the breath, of breathing specifically to slow down the body. I mean, and honestly, that shouldn't even make sense if you follow Wim Hof method, because the point is to charge up the body. But I've been kind of, I'd like to think that I focus on things like breath work and the body and holistic living quite often. So when I do my breath work, it's kind of very meshy. It's very gray. So when I say Wim Hof encourages energy, it brings up energy, and then I say how do I relate it to relaxing the body during a stressful moment? It's just taking the breath, the time that you focus on the breath, and when it comes to the stressful moment, you remember the breath, you take a deep breath, and you recognize the feeling, or at least that's how I feel when I do it. So if I get anxious, that's simple, right? I get buzzed just from that, right? I have goosebumps just from that. So there's definitely something there. 6 o'clock in the morning, I started Wim Hof. This is the very first morning that I've ever done Wim Hof, let's say this early, and let's say before work, right? So my work, day job as a landscaper, work outdoors, Work early. I don't like to wake up. I am no Jocko Willink. I am no David Goggins, fellas. Folks, ladies, gentlemen, I am not that person. One day, I think we all have a lot more energy than we think we do. I think the human species, in and of itself, is at a moment in time where we can actually become whatever we think we can become. Or more specifically, when I relate it to the chakras, and I know it's so old school. It's not even school taught. If you think of the chakras in the alignment of human evolution, or at least I kind of like to relate it, and that's really what you did, dog? What a dick, man. Of course you drive a truck. So human evolution started from the bottom chakra, right, to our sexual desires and our instincts, and then it progressed itself on up, or at least this is how I relate it, right? And then evolution progressed itself on up our spinal cord, right? Yeah, so it progressed on itself up its spinal cord / chakras. You've got sexual desire and instinct at the lower chakra, 1 or 2, or red, orange, whatever. And you've got next thing I think about a lot is love, connection, heart openness, and that's I want to say that's where animals are. I know animals still sound instinctive, but animal instincts, but I think instincts are way even deeper. Animals still have instincts, but I think animals take it to the next step up and actually utilize a style of love, an emotional connection, right? Some people don't eat animals because of this thought that there's more emotion and more feeling to the animal. Yeah, there is more emotion and more feeling. More an emotion and feeling. The main focus for me is more. There's no difference between the progression of evolution / plants and animals. There is a difference, of course there is, but there's no disconnect. There's no disconnection between the plant and animal / human connection. We're all supposed to be ingesting one another. Totally different mind frame. Where was I going on that one? Don't forget I'm sober. But yeah, heart, love, feeling, emotion, tenderness. I'm going to be careful with the word tender there. May have came in when the animals started, excuse me. It's going to be a long thing to tie together. Animals started coming into play. Love. Humans, I don't have a theory with any of this. I mean, I don't have a humongous theory. But moving onwards with evolution, I like to think that humans may have entered the world when we entered this chakra right here. If you know what I'm talking about. This speaking chakra. This, excuse me while I get on the highway here for a moment. It's a hard move to get all the way over, man. It's not really. It's just scary. It's all right. We're gonna not break, but set ourselves up in a nice little tiny corner, away from all these humans. So the throat chakra, more or less, in my opinion, the main focus that I want to use with the throat chakra is our ability to speak, right? It's the start of the chakra to our senses. However, it's not the eye chakra, right? And it's funny how it's not funny at all. It's just an observation of noticing that I started from the base chakra rather than the crown chakra, so to speak, right? And I think that holds some sort of evolutionary perspective. Like, once the Big Bang happened outwards, the chakra, this is out there, folks. But it starts from the bottom and it works to the top. And then perhaps this is the best part, when evolution starts to collapse in on itself, right? We'll move from the top crown chakra. We'll start going back down, whatever that means. But I like this thought. It's a good one to keep on going with. I have it often. It just helps. It helps keep what is it? It keeps the cycle of life. You know, things like the Fibonacci sequence, things that always grow and expand outwards, I think hold justification in the way things progress. I think there's always positives and negatives going on, you know, things like that. It's a cosmological, wrapping, weird old looking vortex, right? God, man, 6 o'clock. Where are people going? I like to think about the fact that we as humans, we think we're smarter than, what's my thought? I have a personal thought and then what everybody else thinks, right? People think we're smarter than I think we really are, right? I think that humans think that we have a lot of intelligence. I feel like we're a lot smarter than we say we are. Do we get that, right? So if you understand what I've been speaking about, if you get it, we're still speaking. We're still talking a bigger game than we should. I don't want to say that we should be, right? Our chakras hold ground. I think it's the way it's supposed to go. I think the way evolution for the human species comes about is for animals to realize that they do have quite a bit of intelligence. It's an animalistic movement. It's the feeling that we're smarter than what we are, which we are because we are way intelligent species, right? I think we are we're like, yeah, I was about to say the singularity, but we're the creatures, we're the creators of the singularity. In the aspect that if we say at this very moment, keep following because it should wrap around. We are whatever we say we are, and that wraps itself up with the fact that if we are in this human evolutionary construct of the throat chakra speaking itself into existence, God, who uses these analogies, then we're only saying what the future holds itself to be. And if we say that the singularity is a construct of our greatest achievements, of our intellectual, let's use the word technological advancements, then it's only a matter of time before intelligence, AI, right, artificial intelligence, catches up with us as if it's not already here. Sooner or later takes over and becomes blah, 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 right? So I like to talk a lot, if you haven't caught on. But I like to also say that I don't know shit, right? That's where I come from a very humble approach, and that's hard to, I know that's very weird hearing it 15 minutes into the video. But I don't know jack shit, folks. I like speaking in the way I just spoke because there's zero way for you to counteract it. Unless you're like, no, it's not an unless. It's literally like people talking about the flat Earth theory, right? Like those videos are allowed online because they're so far-fetched, and you have to be crazy to think that way. Well, that's the way I like to talk, because I could care less if my videos are removed. The good thing is, I know that the words I'm speaking, if in alignment to, it's almost the difference between like religion and science. They speak the same thing. They just use completely different. They just use different languages, right? So my religious background is just a whole bunch of non-sensual form of spiritual beliefs and all forms of heebie-jeebie, whatever you want to call it. It's all of that stuff. I love looking into all of it. Just not scientific enough to where once I say it scientifically, it'll probably be banned out the ass, right? Like we're going way off into the deep end, folks. What can I say that might get flagged? So the idea of, and I want to be careful. I don't want to be careful because I really don't know the definitions of like our social, not capital, like our. It was a word that I saw online yesterday, and it described our. Damn, folks, I really can't think about it right now. But it dealt with racism and our. It's probably a bad thing to bring up, but I don't care. I really don't care if I would care if my videos get banned, because it's really funny if you think that what I'm saying is irritating you or upsetting, right? Causing you to be. I can't even think of the word, fellas, because I don't feel that shit. Triggered. Fucking offended. There it is. So sorry, folks. I'm not, because I could care less if I offend, but this was a good one. Not much of a complete circle. I was kind of just talking in endless loops till I get to work. But this is a great day. It is my first day of sobriety, first day of fasting. Vlogging sounds really well. Getting to work early. I am in charge of my crew for unneeded reasons. My coworker / chain of command is out of work, seeing as he had some surgery over the weekend. So I will be taking over the crew for the next week, going out and doing our thing. Hopefully it'll keep me focused. I'm hoping it'll keep me focused. Draw out the I don't know what I'm trying to say. I am kind of nervous about going sober again. I'm not worried about it. About going sober. I know I'm going to be able to go sober and stay sober. I know I'm going to be able to stay sober. I honestly think more of the fear is coming from perhaps afterwards, right? If I do really well, and when I say really well, when I go sober, I usually tend to do really well. I tend to hit goals a little bit better. I tend to feel overall better. I might wake up earlier, sleep better, feel. I don't want to say feel like pain better, because if I mentally feel better, I'll go out and exercise, which will put physical pain upon my body. Personally think that's still way better, because when it gets into the exercise realm, it's all about changing pain. You either have joint pain or you have muscle pain. And we'll go into that way deeper later on. I start my class, Functional Patterns, 10-week online training course, probably on Wednesday. I might start looking into it either tonight, tomorrow, or Wednesday. So be looking for video updates. Be looking to just start keeping track of everything, folks. It's vlog to the max. If I feel the necessity to drink, to smoke, to eat within these next 3 days, I am going to want to vlog it. I'm going to want to just keep on talking. I'm gonna just get it all out of me before it hits me first. But yeah, I'm at work. I'm about to be here, so catch you guys another day, probably later this evening, just to give you guys an update on how I feel in regards to the fast itself. Stick with it, stick with me. I know it's a long video, but it's all important. See you guys next time. Fast expressively. I might have already used that one, but that's okay. It's a big day. Fast expressively, y'all.